So let's clear out a little bit of space for some yoga. Let's take a breath in through the nose, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, lean forward, let it go. You could open the mouth if you like. And breathe in, sit up tall. Exhale and let go. And let's do that a few more times, really letting the breath flow through you. Surprise yourself with how much you can breathe in and breathe out. Good. And when you feel ready, let yourself find some stillness. Let the eyes close. Let the shoulders relax. Let the jaw soften just a little. And for the next few breaths, really feel how your body breathes. Feel how the lungs expand. Feel how the air flows in and flows away. Just like those waves at the beach. The wind in the trees. Your body part of that dance. And today's reading from Dana Faulds. The act of being. Don't look outside. And don't look inside either. Not up or down or sideways. It's useless seeking answers where answers cannot be found. In the quiet, open spaces of the heart, just be yourself. And let the act of being lead you into now. In the quiet, open spaces of the heart, just be yourself. And the next time you breathe in, sit up just a little taller. And the next time you breathe out, roll that chin down toward the chest. Inhale, rolling back up to the top. And we'll go with our breath now, slowly moving, linking the movement to the breath. And if you like to make the ocean sound in the breath, if you know that practice, go ahead and layer that in as we go, maybe one or two more times, slowly down and up. Really take your time. And then the next time when you feel ready to exhale, turn and look over one shoulder. As you inhale, come back through center. And exhale to the other side. So we're moving with the breath, never pushing or forcing, just moving gently. Coming into now with the breath. And next time you're coming back to center, just pause there, sitting up nice and tall. And then let the exhale roll the chin down toward the chest. Let's breathe in, rolling the left ear up over that left shoulder, and then a big exhale. And then we'll circle the nose, coming round and round, but very slowly. Feel what's here. And we'll circle around in the other direction. And let's roll the chin down, down, down toward the chest. And when you breathe in next, let's roll that right ear up and up, filling those lungs. Big exhale. Good. And we'll circle and breathe. And let's change directions. So coming back around and easy with the breath. There's no need to feel stress with the breath. Just let it flow as you circle and feel. And then we'll roll that chin down to center and back up to the top. And let's take the shoulders around a few times. Feel that upper back starting to loosen. Good. And then let's bring the elbows out and around. It's fine if you'd like, I can turn to the side so you can see it's fine to let your body kind of flex and move a little as you're circling those elbows. And then let's slide the arms up overhead and just gently sway, reaching side to side. Oh, put a little space between those ribs. Good. Oh, yeah. Stretch it out. And then we'll bring the hands behind the body, unwind the legs, and let's bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Hands are behind you for some support. We'll lift through the tummy so we're getting a little support for the back, and we're not going to crunch down. We're sitting up nice and tall. And we'll bring those knees down to one side, back to center, and down to the other side. Let's add, if you like, the head looking over opposite shoulder and then coming back to center. So we're coming into a tiny bit of a twist. Sitting up nice and tall. Good. Save that low back. Good. Couple more. And then next time those knees are resting down on the right side, let's bring the left hip and the left hand together and slide that hip down and up. So if that doesn't feel good on that bent left knee, you can always stretch it out and move that way if that feels better. But we're just warming up, giving some movement to that hip. Good. Next time that hip is coming forward, let's turn and walk ourselves out over that right thigh. So we're bringing the belly down right on the thigh and walk yourself out as far as you feel comfortable breathing. So as soon as you go past that place where you can really easily breathe and feel, you're probably pushing too hard, and that doesn't help us heal. So if you've gone too far, come up a little higher so you can really enjoy the breath. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Take a breath in. Exhale through the mouth. And then walk yourself back up to the top. And before we do the other side, let's sweep the left arm open toward that left side and turn. Look at the fingers. Now as we move the fingers forward, our head follows the hand and we'll crisscross the body so that we're still looking at that hand over toward the right side. And then we'll follow the hand as we open back up. So the head, shoulder, arm are all moving as a unit as you twist and return. And now let's add the hip as well. So that back hip is flexing forward as you twist and sinking to earth as you open. Om Shanti 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 Om. Om Shanti 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 Om. And when you open next time, let's drop that left arm down and sweep both legs forward. Just wiggle out the knees a few times. Maybe wiggle the ankles a little, relax. Good. Yeah, maybe drum on the legs a little. And then just find a place of stillness where you can pause and breathe, feeling the two sides of the body uneven. The in-between time. And then we'll open the eyes and sweep those legs around. So now it's the right leg wrapped behind us, right hand to the right hip, and our left hand helps hold us steady. And again, we're sitting up nice and tall. We're not crunching down at all. We're sitting up nice and tall, and we start to just gradually move that back hip, lifting and sinking. It's so good, not just for the hip, but for the thigh muscles, the hip flexors, the SI joint on that right side, the psoas. Everything's connected. Breathe as you mobilize. And here's the good news. You don't have to worry too much about getting it right. Just feel your body moving through space. And if something isn't feeling good, then try something else. Listening to our bodies, one of the great gifts of yoga. And the next time that hip is flexing forward, just bring the right hand to the floor, turning the body right out over that left thigh, and walk yourself little bit by little bit down and down. So really checking in. This side might be different, a little bit or a lot. So take your time and feel. Use your breath to feel what's here. hug. Hands on opposite shoulders. Good. And then inch your fingers around so you're really wrapping yourself up. And we'll soften, round yourself over, but just a tiny bit. Take a breath. Nice rounded spine. And we'll roll up. Notice which arm is closer to you. And we'll open the arms and then switch so that the opposite arm is closer to you. Good. Really wrap yourself up, tippy toe those fingers around. Nice hug. Neck is easy. Might want to lift through the belly just a little bit for some support. And then as you're ready, round yourself forward, breathing here. And then we'll roll ourselves up to the top. And let's unwind the arms and roll ourselves all the way up onto all fours. And when you get there, let's bring those hands directly under the shoulders. So we're not too stretched out, we're not too crunched in. We have a nice solid table. And from your table then, let's start to roll through cat and cow. Whenever you get there, there's no hurry. Make sure there's nice soft padding under the knees. Good place for some exhale, sighing, releasing, letting go breaths here. And then next time you're coming back to center, let's pause there. And now let's extend the arms forward. So take a little step forward with the hands, giving us some more room. And we'll start to circle the hips around. And let's make this really luxurious and slow. So we're not hurrying, we're taking a moment to feel the journey. Good, and then we'll pause and bring the hips back around in the other direction. So the whole spine can follow those hips. Let it be something that feels really good. And then we'll come back to center and let's walk the hands back as we sink the hips down toward the heels, melting the forehead toward the floor or maybe landing on a block or the hands. And let your body soften into stillness here. There's nothing you have to do. Just sink in Garbhasana. And then as you're ready, start to walk yourself back up all the way to all fours. And we'll start to circle that left knee up and around. So we're making big circles. Building a little heat. Nice. And then we'll circle other direction. Round and round. Good. And let's extend that left leg out behind the body. So we're pulling the belly up toward the spine, supporting the low back. And then sweep that right arm forward, coming into a balance. Really extend through the fingertips. Extend out through the heel behind you. Nice strong breaths. Maybe a little heat here. Using those muscles. One more breath. And then sink hands and knee down. Let's come back into our child's pose. This time circling the wrists around and around. And then back the other way. And then maybe even bring the hands back by the feet. And settle in for a couple breaths here. Letting go of tension. So the work, the stress, the stuff is going to happen. The question is, do we hold it in our body, in our heart, in our mind, or do we have a practice to process and send it through and out? Let's take one more breath here. And then walk those hands forward, coming up to all fours. And when you get there, we'll bring the right leg around, making our big circles. Keep breathing. I know this is the heat. This is the work. Good. And then circle other direction. Nice big circles. Good. And then we'll extend that right leg out behind the body. And when you feel ready, you can reach forward with that left arm coming into our balance. And I like to look right down at the floor, breathing and using my eyes as part of my balance here. So breathing and taking that soft focus right down like a little laser to the earth or a root. Good. One more breath. Everybody's so nice and steady. And then melt down. And we'll take that child's pose one more time. Take your favorite arm position. Maybe the hands are back by the feet. Maybe they're extended out in front of you, getting a nice stretch for the arms. You get to choose here. And we'll draw ourselves back up to all fours. And this time we'll extend that left leg out behind the body again. And using both arms on the floor to begin, let's draw the knee in toward the nose and then extend that left leg back behind the body. Adding the breath. Inhale as you draw in. Exhale to send it away. Good. Inhale, draw the knee in. Exhale, press it back. Now, you can keep going slowly like this. Inhaling to come in, exhaling out. Or if you'd like, you could take a fast inhale through the nose and a fast exhale through the mouth. So, be loud about it if you like. Great way to build up some energy in the body and to recycle all that stuff you don't need anymore. Slow or fast, doesn't matter. Just use your breath, use your movement. Let's do a couple more. And when you feel ready, then sink that knee to the earth and come back to your child's pose. Everybody bring the hands back by the feet And wiggle the wrists and fingers a little. Nice letting go. Feel your heart beating. Might be going kind of fast. Whew. Mine is. And then we'll walk those hands forward, coming up to all fours. And this time we'll extend the right leg out behind the body. So this will be the last one. So let's make it really good. Draw that knee in close, 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 and then slow extension, building the pathway slowly first. Draw, inhale, exhale, press out. Good. Couple more slowly. You're at home, so really use your breath. Like fill the body. Exhale, really full exhale. Now, if you would like to keep going slowly, please do. If you'd like to speed it up a little, please do. Let's do a couple more, your favorite speed. And then we'll go ahead and bring that knee down. And this time, instead of coming to child, we're going to tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. And let's move those feet, pedaling the feet, walking the feet. If the arms are tired, walking the feet up to ragdoll right away. If the arms are feeling okay with a little more downward facing dog, you can stay and pedal the feet there. It's really up to you. And wherever you are, let's take a very gentle turn for the head, just a little side to side. Make sure that neck is staying nice and easy. Yes. And then everybody, if you're still in downward facing dog, let's walk up to ragdoll, bending those knees so we can take the arms off and sway a little side to side. Really relaxing upper spine. Good. And then drop right into center, holding opposite elbows. Let the head be heavy like an anchor. The spine stretching open with gravity as you breathe. And then we'll bring the fingers to the earth or to blocks or to a chair, whatever's available. And we'll start to inhale, tippy toe those fingers up as you reach the heart forward. So we're coming into a flat back. Maybe the knees are bent. Maybe the knees are a little more straight or lifted. Good, your choice. And then fold yourself over into your favorite forward fold. And we'll do that a few times with our breath. Slowly inhale, just a little bit forward and up, just a little. Nice. And exhale, fold in. Good. With your breath. Sound so powerful. Feel free to use it. And next time you're folded into your favorite forward fold, just stay there for a breath. If you straighten the knees and it just doesn't feel good, then bend them. Don't stay where you don't feel good. And then we will all bend our knees, walk our hands and feet apart, coming into our downward facing dog. Let's get into those low legs, the ankles, the feet, the calves, the toes, metatarsals, pedaling, bending one knee and then the other, nice and slow, like you're walking in that squishy sand. And then we'll bring the body into stillness and slowly, slowly shift forward, touching those knees down to earth. Unwind the feet and sink the hip over to one side, sweeping the legs around. And then look behind you, make sure there's nothing back there that you're going to bump with your head. And let's bring the hands together above the knees. Feet can be on the floor with those knees bent. And we'll roll ourselves down slowly, slowly. Take your time. Good. And there might be that moment when you oof, and that's fine. When you get there, hug those knees in. Let's rock a little bit side to side. Good. Massaging the low back. Nice. Great place for a sigh. And we'll bring the legs to center. And let's bring the hands down by the hips on the floor and give us a little support with the hands there as we pedal the feet. So we'll bicycle out those legs, pressing through the metatarsal as we extend. But let's make sure, yeah, looks good. Make sure the low back is really on the floor. Good. Neck and head are relaxed. And we'll reverse the bicycles. And then we'll bring both legs up toward the ceiling, flex and point the feet. And then next time the feet are flexed, just pause. We'll keep the left leg high, but drop the right down toward the mat. And then bring it back up to the top. Left leg gets a turn to come down and up. So the belly is pulling gently down toward the mat. The low back is anchored on the earth as we alternate. Single leg drops. Good. Keep breathing. I know the tummy is working, so you have less room in the lungs, but keep breathing. And let's slow down. A couple more. Maybe one more on each side, but very slowly. Good. And we'll bend the knees in toward the chest. Hold those knees. Rock or circle. Whatever helps you release tension here. And then other direction. And we'll come right to center, and let's bring the feet to the floor, hands down by the hips, preparing for Setu Bandhasana. So really important here that we look right up toward the ceiling, and we are going to just start with the hips. So arms are stretched out, the palms pressing down into the floor next to the hips, and the upper arms engaged with the mat as well. So as we inhale, we tip the hips up, lifting off, peeling the spine up and up and up, and then we'll exhale to return back to the mat. So it doesn't have to be a very big movement. In fact, I think it's better to start tiny, deep slow, tiny work. So use your breath to feel that movement. Use all the parts of your spine, all the muscles in those nice strong legs to lift and smoothly land. And let's do one more. And then when you come down, let's hug the right leg in close, interlacing the fingers, maybe around the shin, or maybe it feels better around the hamstring behind the thigh. And then we'll extend our left leg out long and take a few breaths here, softening in, letting go of the work. And we'll release that right leg, bringing the right foot to the floor. And we'll bring that left ankle up across the right thigh. And then we'll draw both legs in. Keep flexing that left ankle. So we're getting a bit of a stretch, maybe in the hip, maybe in the side joint area. Maybe you feel it somewhere else. As long as it's not in the knee joint, we're probably okay. But as always, if there's a sharp pain, come out. That's a really bad sign. So we want to stay safe here. Flexing the feet helps protect that little knee. Shoulders stay relaxed as much as possible. And of course, your mind is in the breath. And we'll release the hands, unwind the legs, and let's bring the hands and feet up toward the ceiling, circling out the wrists and feet. And then circle the other direction. And we'll bring that left knee in close to the body, maybe hugging the shin, maybe behind the hamstring, and then just drop the right sole of the foot to the floor. That knee can be bent at first. And then once you feel ready, you can explore maybe stretching that right leg out on the floor. Nice full breaths here. And we'll release that left leg, dropping the left foot to the floor. And we'll bring the right ankle up across to that left thigh. Let's flex the right foot and then draw the legs in, threading that right hand through the needle. Good. And then once you get to your stretch, just pause and feel. and allow. There's nothing special you have to do. Just relax and breathe. And let time work its magic. And we'll unwind the legs and stretch the hands and feet again up toward the ceiling and circle around and around and then back the other way. Good. And then let's bring the feet, keep the feet up, bring the hands down to the floor, wherever you feel comfortable. They could be right by the hips, or you could stretch the arms out a little wider. But we'll rotate the legs. So from the hips, rotate so that the heels are together and the inner thighs, the calves, kind of zip themselves towards one another. Anchor the low back to the floor. And you can point the feet a little bit if you want to, but that's really not as necessary. We're keeping those legs nice and strong and rotated like a ballet dancer in first position. And then we'll open the legs a little bit and then bring them crisscross like a pair of scissors. Open, crisscross, other leg on top. Open, crisscross. So you don't have to open really far, maybe a couple of feet, and then back together. But the legs are engaged just as they were when they were zipped together. Good. So open, together, open, together. Keep going like little scissors, and we're going to snip, snip down a little bit, just maybe a couple of inches. Keep that low back anchored down. Keep the legs actively rotated, and then maybe a tiny bit lower. But do not let the low back pop up or get any strain. So if there's any strain at all, come up a little higher. Good. Open zip, open zip, open zip. Good. And then let's zip back up toward the top. And then crisscross, crisscross. Down, down, down. Crisscross, crisscross, up, up, up. And we'll go a few more times. So you're really scooping out the belly. Keep breathing. Ooh, a little more heat here. Just a little more, couple more. The last one. Down, down, down. And then walk yourself back, up, up, up. Good. Flex the feet, reach up, bend the knees. Draw those knees out to the sides by the rib cage. Happy baby. Let's rock a little. Take a big breath in, relax with a sigh. Ah. And like a baby, be playful. Maybe you want to roll around a little, maybe extend one leg, maybe the other. Yeah, maybe crisscross. Cool. Yeah. And then we'll come to center, bend the knees, drop the arms out wide into a T on the floor, and anchoring the shoulders down. Let's bring both legs to one side in a twist. So if that bottom knee would like a little support, you could tuck a little blanket under that bottom thigh. Give yourself a little support there. That might feel really good. As you breathe here in your twist, is there anything else you can release on the exhales? Any more to unwind? Any more to let go? The work is done. Now is the time for rest, for smoothing and stretching, and releasing and allowing health to flow into your being. Now is the time to breathe and receive. And let's bring the legs gently back up to center. And then as you're ready, let's re-engage those shoulder blades with the earth. And as you're ready, bring the knees down to your second side. Really scooch those arms out so you have a nice wide wingspan here. Both shoulders melting toward the earth. And then again, if that bottom knee would like a little support, tuck a pillow or block under the thigh. When the body feels supported, the body can let go of the tension and find the healing. But if we're struggling just to be in a position, the body can't relax and heal. As always, full permission if you come in and you're just not feeling it. Squish yourself around, adjust. Take your time. This is your practice. What can you do to feel really good here? And then smooth into the breath as you stay in the twist. Imagine those beautiful ocean waves again flowing, washing up onto the shore, pulling back out into the ocean. And let's bring the legs gently, slowly back up to center. And when you arrive, let's bring one hand to each knee and circle the knees apart and around and back together so that we're bringing a little movement gently Yes. And as you circle and feel, notice how this movement of the legs feels in the places where the back meets the floor. And letting the arms do most of the work. Start to circle the legs back around in the other direction. Feel how the shoulders and the arms and the hips and the legs can move as one. And then one more circle, bringing you eventually back to center. And we'll slide those feet to the floor, turning the hands so the palms are open. And then stretching the legs out long, all the way out to the floor. Take a moment here to breathe before we move around too much. Just take a moment to feel center here. Feel your belly rising on the in-breath, relaxing on the exhale. And then moving slowly, mindfully, finding a blanket or socks to tuck you in for some deep relaxation time. Maybe dimming the lights in your home. Maybe placing a little washcloth or towel over the eyes. Piling blankets and pillows all around you, making a little nest, cozy place to rest. Letting any sounds that are in your space just fade as if you were turning the volume down. The mind letting go of those other things that are happening and coming into the breath. But this time, no need to manipulate the breath. Simply notice. Notice how your body breathes in, how it feels. Notice as the body lets go of air. And as we sink into our Shavasana, deep meditation or deep relaxation time, an invitation to let go on every exhale. And some people love to have an image of the letting go, like a leaf on a tree, finally releasing, fluttering to the earth. Or maybe like the snow melting and running downhill toward the stream to meet the river, flowing, moving through the land toward the ocean. freezing and letting go. Melting into this moment, drifting, letting go. Gently now beginning to deepen your breath. And since we're at home, if you'd like to just stay in Shavasana and ignore me, please feel free to do so. But if you'd like to come out, slowly is key. Wiggling fingers and toes, maybe rolling to one side. Really take your time. Perhaps even keeping the eyes closed for a little longer, maybe. Might feel good. And if you'd like to join for the sound of Om, wherever you are, either out loud or in your head or in your heart, feel free to do so. Taking in a breath. Hari Om Shanti. Namaste. 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 Thank you so much for your practice today.